What's up everyone, my name is Josh and this is Josh Unboxed, and welcome back to the Daily Grind, a video series in which I talk about particular cards, plays, strategies, news, and how it affects the overall sports card market. In other words, I'm just trying to find a way to help us navigate through the craziness that is the sports card world of today, as well as to help us make much more sound purchasing and selling decisions. And today, I kind of want to piggyback off of a topic that I talked about in one of my older videos, FOMO, right? FOMO, and it's okay to miss out. Now, what I want to add on top of that is a concept that I like to call chasing. We all chase things, right? I mean, when it comes to the sports card market, it's okay to chase certain things. It's okay to chase your grail cards. It's okay to chase your chase cards, right? But when I talk about chasing, I'm actually talking about chasing the current trend. So whenever there's a hot trend going on and you're trying to chase it or trying to jump on and not get lost, there's a good chance that if you're continually trying to keep up and you're continually trying to chase, there's a good chance that you will fall behind. Just think about the term chasing. When you're chasing something, you're running after it. You're behind it and you're trying to run after it. Most times when we're talking about the sports card market, once a trend happens, it's difficult to get there fast enough to jump ahead. So when you're chasing, you're already behind. The whole idea, the whole concept is to try to stay one or two steps ahead of the game, right? My vision for this channel is to help us stay one or two steps ahead of the game, whether it's through particular plays that I talk about, whether it's through these strategies, these concepts. It's all used to put into one and to help us make much more sound purchasing and selling decisions. So that's my vision of this channel. That's what I hope to provide. I hope to provide ways to help you guys reach your goals. Whether you're a collector, whether you're an investor, whether you're a flipper, we all have goals in mind. And like in one of my previous videos, I talked about what's your goal, what's your plan, and what's next. We're trying to find a way to create a plan to reach our goals. Now, this concept, this whole entire thing about, staying one or two steps at a game, zigging while everybody zags, is a way to help us reach our goals. So if you buy in early enough, right, if you're staying one or two steps ahead of the game and you're buying at certain times, then you create more opportunities to sell. And when you're selling and you make profit, then you roll that profit into something else to be able to reach your goals. So let's say if I'm saying, hey, football cards I think are a buy right now. Hey, I think Patrick Mahomes cards are a buy right now. A couple of his cards have dipped. Or if I say this person is a buy right now, so on and so forth, there may be opportunity there. It's not to say, hey, listen to me and do this. No, I would prefer for you guys to do your research. And when I talk about particular plays, I try to provide research to help us understand the concept of whether a card is a good buy or not, or to help you think about other avenues. I think that's the best thing, right? If this card is at this price, I wonder what this card is. And then once you start thinking that way, then you're staying one or two steps ahead of the game because now you're thinking ahead of me. So I think that's the whole thing, is trying to learn how to do these things. When I first jumped onto the sports card market, I made plenty of mistakes, and I've talked about some mistakes in one of my videos. But one of the biggest things that I realized was that I was trying to chase a trend. So for example, when I first came onto the sports card market, I joined a Discord group. In the Discord group, we were all talking about the current NBA players, Michael Porter Jr., Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, Luka, Trey, etc., etc. And I remember posing a question to the whole entire Discord group. I said, hey, what are your thoughts on Tim Duncan and Kevin Garnett? Because I felt those guys were really, really undervalued. The response I got was, hey, I'm not really looking at those guys right now. The moment I got that answer, that response, that should have tipped me off to go, hey, I should buy these guys then, because no one else is looking at them and I feel like they have a lot of value. There were a lot of times when I didn't go with my gut feeling about things, and I kind of kicked myself for that. What I've learned is to just, go with my gut feeling. If I pose a question to somebody and they tell me something else, or they give me a response, to look at that response and kind of figure out, okay, what's the thought process behind this response, and try to understand it. So that way I can kind of use it to help me make a much better decision of whatever I'm buying or whatever I'm selling. Don't chase, try to stay 1 or 2 steps ahead of the game. The whole concept of zigging while everybody zags really holds true to this. And by being able to do this, we're able to create more opportunities for ourselves to make much more sound purchasing and selling decisions. And I think once you get a step or 2 ahead of the game, then you can continually roll your profits to be able to obtain those cards that you want. Whether, like I said, whether you're a collector, an investor, or flipper, you're able to use this concept of staying 1 or 2 steps ahead of the game to be able to generate whatever you need. Whether you're flipping to generate income, whether you're trying to create profit so that you can buy a big investment piece, or whether you just want to collect cards that have good value. You can't go wrong either way. It's a difficult balance to have, and I'll admit that, because sometimes you look at a card and you look at, hey, this card isn't valued as much, but I really like the card, and you're trying to think of long-term potential, long-term investment plays. It's difficult. It is. It's a fine line to kind of teeter on, but that's why you got to kind of balance things out. You got to balance things out, and I think that's one topic I can delve into on a future video on how to kind of balance out your being a collector and being an investor. There's a fine balance that can be had. It's just trying to find that. So I really hope you guys found some value in this. If you guys did, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing. I do these videos on a daily basis, whether it's talking about cards, plays, strategies, or having these types of discussions. I feel like having these discussions helps provide a different perspective on how you might want to look at the sports card market. Take everything that I say with a grain of salt. You don't really have to listen to my advice. I'm not going to be hurt if you don't. But use it to however you want to use it. Whenever I see someone talk about top 5 cards that are on fire right now, or this market is on fire right now, I kind of use that as an opportunity to look elsewhere. So let me listen to what they're talking about. What's on fire right now? Okay, is there an opportunity somewhere else now that everyone's going to be looking at this? If people are saying now is the time to buy into this, then I have a small window of opportunity to buy into a couple of things and then start looking to move on to something else. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video later.